Hey guys, this is Briggs. Today's video is with regards to the unfolding of the divine masculine, particularly within the plant medicine space. So it's been a very interesting time for me, particularly having done these ceremonies for the last 5 years or so, moving into my 6th year. Traditionally speaking, we would have seen a following of majority women in the ceremony space, or within my ceremony space. Just so that you guys know, if you are new to me or my channel, what I do is facilitate heroic dose mushroom journeys using psilocybin. Heroic dose meaning a 5-gram journey. And the uses and practicality of coming to these sorts of journeys are many, but what, you know, and just to name a few would be moving through your the healing of old wounds, clearing up any trauma from the past, connecting with your heart space, connecting more to the more spiritual side of you, reconnecting with your higher self, obviously dealing with issues of depression, anxiety, and addiction, and dealing with also addiction to pharmaceutical medication. I'm going to sort of focus on, you know, the issues that are linked to society at its current level of consciousness at this point in time, which is a lot of depression and anxiety, based on the fact that we have completely disconnected from the magical alchemy that is simply nature, through our sort of industrial revolutions, etc., etc. So we're basically a very, very stressed people, and that means not only in this country but in most countries around the world, if not all countries around the world, which inevitably means we are a stressed planet. And I think we all see that and have experienced that in some way, shape or form. So, you know, traditionally speaking, we would have experienced, or I have experienced, more women in the shamanic and plant medicine ceremony space, particularly mine. And I feel that the reason for this is because women traditionally already have the sense of belonging with regards to being in a sisterhood, moving through their issues or problems in this vocal space, and being able to talk to some degree about their issues, their problems, their depression, their anxiety, etc., etc. Men, on the other hand, knowing that we've come from a patriarchal background, it would be unheard of for any man to really talk about his feelings, to talk about his emotions in such a way. And so through eons and eons and eons of the traditional patriarchal structure, which means our guys doing this, and by this means really actually doing nothing with regards to their emotional state and their emotional well-being, their mental well-being. Physical, I'm sure, is sort of done. You know, you get a lot of guys that are like, cool, we're doing this physical stuff, rah, and that's great. But when it comes to the emotional stuff, the spiritual stuff, mental stuff, they're pretty good, but it's still linked very much to our materialistic realm, our 3D realm, that they've got those boxes checked. Moving through or forward in time to this point in time, our now time brings us to a point where they are moving through this funnel system of a heightened vibration, which is due to the fact that the planet, meaning Gaia, is moving through her shifts. They have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. So they're basically being squeezed through this vibrational change that is happening. And what does that mean? It means that more men are needing to seek assistance with regards to their emotional and spiritual well-being. One of the ways to do that is to come to sacred ceremonies using plant teachers, of which mushrooms are one of those. So what is happening in the divine feminine, the divine masculine at this point in time, is a very courageous space. It is happening. It's possibly quite late in the game. So to the divine feminine, we congratulate you for all the work you've put in into becoming you, to becoming one, to becoming whole, to holding that I am presence for yourself. And even if you're not fully integrated at this point in time, you have been moving through lessons of self-discovery, self-acknowledgement, self-love. Although we may need to learn those over and over again, it is not something that is unfamiliar to you, especially within the emotional and the spiritual realms. You guys have been working on it. So we welcome our men into this shift. However, this is how it manifests, especially within the plant medicine space. And this is where it becomes very interesting. Because of years and years and years of suppression, and it's not in one man's life, it is in the lifetime of that being's ancestral lineage. So it goes so far back in time, that you can only imagine what sort of energy needs to be cleared from that particular soul. Because obviously not everyone in the timeline with regards to that particular being's ancestral lineage is moving through a healing process. It's just this one individual that's decided enough is enough, I need to make a change. What happens then is everything sort of dumps onto this person, and obviously based on the collective experience, we're all holding each other's stuff, so to speak. And so everything is dumped on this particular masculine energy's shoulders to deal with. And of course, moving through years of not dealing with anything on the emotional and spiritual level, it is quite a thing to behold. So as one sort of lesson here is that often it unfolds and manifests in anger, especially in the sacred space or the plant medicine space. And I just want to warn those of you that are moving through facilitation for more of the divine masculine in the collective to really, really watch out for this. And the reason it is moving through as anger is because they have been suppressing for so long, and there has been no expression point. So the blockage already comes in sort of at the sacral area, where they haven't had a sense of belonging. They've had to sort of man up in terms of their emotions. So the emotional body is all out there. That water element of streaming through this beautiful emotional body with regards to relationships, particularly relationship with self, has really not been built and is not strong. Therefore, the sort of intuitive space within the solar plexus moving up to the heart space within the heart chakra, and the expression space within the throat is completely blocked already from the lower chakras. And again, this is why I say it manifests in sort of, first of all, fear, particularly in the plant medicine space. So first it moves to this fear space of going, oh geez, I'm feeling like I'm under the microscope. I'm feeling that there is no longer anywhere to hide or to run, which then makes them feel imprisoned within the sacred space, particularly under a high dose of medicine or sacrament or psychedelics. So it's sort of this imprisoned feeling. And of course, please know that the objective of any teacher through the facilitation is that it's all about empowerment. So only you have created that imprisoned feeling. Us as facilitators know that you are going through that, and it's why we say that the purge is so important. Some sort of purge, whether it be body movements, shakes, expression through the throat, releasing through tears. But of course, you have no basis of practicing that. You haven't been talking to your buddies about your emotions, your feelings. You haven't been eating buckets of ice cream and crying over the years. And this is where women actually do better in ceremony, because they're already used to purging in some sort of way and being emotional and being a ball and a mess of emotions, all of these sort of things. So again, it manifests as fear, which then comes through as this feeling of being imprisoned and under the microscope, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, because obviously they are matched by a strong divine feminine, which a lot of the light workers at this point in time, from what I can see, are standing strong in their divine feminine power. So it's really this mirror that they need to look at and match as the balanced divine masculine, which they're not in at that point in time. And again, this makes them sort of shrivel up and have absolute realization that of what they need to aspire to. And that sort of puts them in the space of emasculation again. So and this is why they've come to ceremony. So it's really this play on the thing that I've come to work on is now being absolutely highlighted to me, presented to me, and magnified, and it's not what I came here for. So in comes our anger, all right? So this anger now starts bubbling under because they're not releasing, they're not purging, they're not listening to the facilitator or the instructions given. And please know I'm sharing this message based on experience. You know, so you know, one of the most important things within any plant medicine space is to listen to your facilitator, and to follow the guidance and instructions based on our experience. But of course, they're men, they've done everything themselves for eons and eons, so to listen is difficult, as well as to listen to, again, a beautiful match of the divine feminine is extremely difficult. So then it starts boiling as this anger point. Okay, the anger, the emotion behind the anger, you know, the level is anger, the emotion is hate, and how that manifests is in aggression. So again, this message is just, guys, if you choose to come into a plant medicine space and you know you have been suppressing for years and years and years, it would be wise of you to mention this to your facilitators. Most of you don't even mention it. A lot of you are not even in awareness of how much you have been suppressing. So part of this video is to go, we know you've been suppressing. Please have awareness of it and dig deep prior to your ceremony. It is important for the light workers, the facilitators, and most importantly, yourself. All right? Know if you have been suppressing. All right? If you feel you have, or you have no idea, move into a conversation with your facilitator. That conversation means you have already taken steps in leaps and bounds to begin purging through an open, transparent, and honest conversation that has come through the intuitive point of why you're doing the ceremony. What is it that you wish to heal? Again, most of us as facilitators know, but if we are really going to teach you how to grow through your experiences and your ascension process, it's important to have these conversations, all right? So have that conversation with your facilitator. Know that there may need to be pre-ceremony steps that occur prior to your full shamanic high-dose experience, and that one of the powerful tools that you can use prior to this experience, because at the end of the day, it's really just your ego. It's you not wanting to let go of the construct of safety and security that you've created through the egoic construct. So a powerful tool to work on releasing a tiny bit of the ego as a demonstration of what would be required of you through the plant medicine experience would be to do a breathwork session. The states of altered state that can be achieved merely through breath work are extremely profound. It's just insane, and your facilitator will be able to evaluate and ascertain if you are able to move through and break through your ego death point in your journey without particularly moving to aggression. Okay, so we welcome the purge in whatever way, shape, and form it comes through. We, again, and by we I mean light workers, understand how these sort of models of consciousness, or the map of consciousness in terms of the emotion, play out, and how they manifest physically, but it doesn't mean to say that we cannot prepare for these better. And again, aggression, particularly with the divine masculine and feminine healers, is something that we do need to wise up on, because of course for me, I'm quite a I'm a strong soul, I'm a warrior soul, but I'm quite small in my physique. I'm very strong, but again, to handle this unfolding with a fully grown man is quite an intimidating space in the physical level. Please know that we don't sort of resonate in that fear space, but we do have a space to hold. And so this is really a call out to men who are looking to heal themselves, their suppressed emotions through years. This is also a call out to women facilitators, so that you may understand how the divine masculine is unfolding at this point in time and are able to wisely and strategically and sustainably protect yourselves through this unfolding. And the other part of this is a call out to divine masculine light workers. All right, I cannot tell you how strong our divine feminine frequency is, and this holding of the womb and birthing, which is also why the guys are going through this, because it's a birthing of it that we've been holding for you. But again, we don't deserve the unfolding of the aggression in the way that it may manifest. So light workers, male light workers, if you are looking to be of service, the guys need you. If you don't know how to manifest this into your reality, perhaps find a person that you are able to look up to in terms of frequency and knowledge and mastery, that may be able to assist you in their process or your process in terms of a karma yoga experience, where we can start to implement your skills, your frequency, your divine masculine essence within these healing spaces. It's very, very important. So yeah, I just wanted to really say to the guys out there, thank you for finally coming to play to play in our cosmic game of ascension. This is also a message to the divine feminine healers. Thank you for holding the space for all beings and all souls. May we all remember why we are here. May we all support each other wisely, strategically, in love, in compassion, with discernment, to make wise choices, and always be guided by the universal laws. That is my message for today's video on the divine masculine. Lots of love to you guys. If you have any interest in anything with regards to plant medicine work on psilocybin specifically, please post your questions below. Subscribe and notify to this channel. I will be doing many, many more teachings leading up into 2020, creating more content through the mastery that I have gained through 5 to 6 years of doing this. So yes, I look forward to connecting with you all next year. Ask any questions, leave your comments, and good luck. Good luck to all of those unfolding, male and female. May you know that you are held, and that you have the capacity, the ability to heal yourselves if you only remember how. And I hope that you find good guides and teachers that can teach you how. Awesome. Lots of love to you guys. Bye.